Oh, hello, this is Tak Chong from Walk with Tak, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share, because this will help me to expand my audience base. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate an egg dish that you have to include in your regular rotation. It is going to be the most versatile dish in your repertoire, as well as one of the fastest dishes to cook. I used to call this egg its original name, which is Fuyang egg, but now I call it soft scrambled egg. They are all based on the same template, and here is a version that I demonstrated a couple days ago that is with scallions. And in today's version, I'm going to cook it with tomato and portobello mushroom. Cooking this dish is really fast. In fact, I timed it in this dish today. It only takes about 1 minute 40 seconds. I'm going to present the cooking sequence of this dish in real time so you can tell how fast it cooks. In fact, it actually takes longer time to heat up the wok and the oil than actually to cook the dish. I cook this dish with my 14-inch Cuisina stainless steel wok, but it will work with any other wok surface that you might have. However, in order for this dish to be cooked successfully, the surface must be totally non-stick. What it means in this case is that your wok must be well seasoned. I use my spot seasoning method to season the stainless steel wok before I start the cooking session. If you're not familiar with seasoning a stainless steel wok, you can take a look at this video. And you can use the exercise in this video to get some practice. Before you pour the egg into the wok, the oil should be slightly smoked, and I will let the oil to smoke for about 15 seconds. This will ensure that the wok is well seasoned. Notice that the egg starts to bubble almost immediately. This is a good sign, which suggests that the egg is not stick to the bottom of the wok at all. The egg starts to cook almost immediately. You use your wok spatula and you push the cooked egg from the peripheral of the wok to the center of the wok. This will make the egg cook faster. By now, the egg is about 50% cooked. I add the ingredients to the wok, which is a combination of portobello mushroom and cherry tomatoes. I then immediately fold the egg around the tomatoes and the mushroom. The action actually is a cross between creating an egg omelette and scrambled egg. By this point, the egg is almost 80% done, and I turn off the stove. Since I use an electric stove, the remaining heat given off by the stove will finish cooking the dish. And the reason I call this particular version of this dish as a soft scramble because I do not scramble the egg too much. I left them in relatively large chunks. I also leave the egg relatively soft in the middle, almost in the same way as an egg omelette. This dish is a lot of fun to cook because it is so quick. In a blink of an eye, the dish is done. Therefore, there's one requirement in cooking this dish, is that whatever ingredients that you're going to add to this dish either has to be cooked in advance or they has to be cooked very rapidly. In this case, the tomato and the portobello mushroom works very well because neither one of them has to be cooked too long. As I have mentioned earlier, this dish in its Chinese name is known as Fuyang egg. The Chinese word Fuyang is the flower hibiscus. The term is used for describing the texture of the egg, which is soft and fluffy just like the petal of the flowers. For this dish, I choose not to season the egg. Instead, I garnish the egg at the end with some oyster sauce. This is then followed by some soy sauce. This is one of the most popular ways to season this egg, but you can season this dish in many different ways. However, by varying the texture of the egg, you can create a very different dish. And here is an example I demonstrated earlier, which is an egg dish with scallion, and in this case, I scramble it much harder. And as I have mentioned in that video, because I want to use it as part of a fried rice dish. However, the important thing I want to point out is that the basic template in cooking both of this dish is exactly the same. I follow the same basic cooking steps, with the only exception is that toward the end, I scramble the egg much harder. So here is a good demonstration of template-based cooking. And by making small variations and modifications, you can come up with two very different dishes. And this is the reason why this particular template is an important part of my dish repertoire. I cook different versions of this template and I use it at least 2 to 3 times a week. Because this dish cooks so quickly, it is a great supplement to other dishes in a meal. As I have mentioned earlier, I'm going to have a special live streaming event on July 26th, which is a Monday, and it will be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. In this live stream event, I'm going to cook a 3-course meal, and one of the dish will be this particular dish. And I'm going to show you how to cook this meal under 30 minutes using my fast cooking system. Please click the link below to register. I'm using a special live stream platform, which unlike typical live streams where you can only see and hear the presenters, here we get to mix, mingle and speak with each other in real time. I hope you will join me and I will see you tomorrow.